Hello and welcome to another improv video. Today I'm going to spin my wheel of prompts. We've got a couple new exciting prompts that I've put on there, and whatever it lands on is the prompt that I will have to fulfill, wherein I will simply continue doing the prompt until I break or I feel as though the prompt is fulfilled. So, without any further ado, let's put that wheel up there and let's spin that wheel. Alright, and there was only one bed. Now this, of course, is another classic fanfiction trope, although this here is more of a prompt type trope than something that happens, like describing eyes as orbs. So I'm gonna do my absolute best to fulfill this prompt. We'll see how it goes. Camping has, of course, been one of my many joys my whole life, and something that I've loved to do with my family forever. Now that I'm older and my family and I don't really spend as much time together, and we don't really have the time to go camping because we live a little too far away for that to make any feasible sense at the time of year we like to go camping. My parents still go camping, but my brother doesn't really feel like it anymore, and my sister's also grown a bit annoyed about the idea. However, I've always liked camping, so I decided over the weekend that some of my friends and I should go camping, and there's about 4 of us. One of my friends is not an outdoorsy person, and while he's interested in the idea of going camping, he's a little bit nervous about it, and he's never really been a big camping fan. So he asked if maybe this first time we could go glamping and then slowly work our way up to going hardcore camping. And the rest of us actually thought that this was a pretty good idea. So we go and we find a website and we, book a place to stay that's kind of out in the wilderness. It's sort of an Airbnb setup, and we say, okay, this is what we want to do. The Airbnb is advertised as 2 bedrooms. They are supposed to have like about 2 beds in each bedroom, I believe. And so the 4 of us are very excited. We're ready to go. So we get to this place. It's more, like I said, it's in the wilderness. It has some various things that can be a little bit more glampy, but we're still out in the middle of nowhere. There isn't any cell reception. We're kind of living that horror movie lifestyle for the moment. And so we go into this like small, it's like a log cabin. It looks a little bit different than advertised, but all right, maybe there have been renovations made, or it's a same company that built a lot of smaller log cabins and we just got a picture of a different one or something like that. And we go inside and they have a kitchen. It's a very nice kitchen. It's very bare bones. We've brought our own supplies and stuff. Um, we were warned that sometimes the power can go out, and just to be ready for any possible emergency. And it's a little bit hardcore on the camp rather than the glamp, but we all agreed, and it was a cheap option, and it was rather nice, and it's better than sleeping in a tent all the time. Plus, we should have running water unless the water runs out or there's like an issue with the water. Although they did say that it is often that we get cold water instead. So, kitchen's nice, living room is pretty good. The thing that's an issue with the living room is that it is full of armchairs. There aren't any couches. There's just like 4 armchairs just huddled around a fireplace. And that's all right. There's 4 of us. We can each get an armchair. We're kind of big loungers. We take up a lot of space, but that's fine. We find a bathroom. There's only one bathroom. They advertise as also having a half bath. However, there is a sink on the outside of the cabin, so maybe they were advertising that as the half bath. And then we get to the bedroom, and this was, of course, an issue because we thought there were going to be two bedrooms. And that would have been fine if there had been like four beds in the bedroom that were like twin size, or even two queen beds would have been okay. My friends and I were pretty cool about sleeping in the same bed together, and we would have made that work. But there was one bed. There was a singular bed in that room, and it was completely empty otherwise, except there was a bed and there was a small dresser. And my friends and I, we do not have sleeping bags with us because we, expected at least beds. And we're like, shoot, well, what are we going to do? Because it's a queen bed and there's four of us, and there's no way that we're all going to fit into this one small bed. We scoured the house looking if they had any extra blankets so that we could sleep on the floor. They did not have any extra blankets. They didn't have any extra pillows, and it's looking pretty unfortunate right now. We considered sleeping in the car, and then we realized, well, we didn't bring any blankets because we expected four beds, and we expected there to, be some sort of amount of blankets that would cover four people instead of just two people in a queen bed. So we went through all of the possibilities, and we realized that it would be rather impossible to sleep, and all the floors were hardwood. And it got a little bit cold at night, and it was very unlikely that we would be able to sleep on the floor or anything like that. One of my friends considered curling up in an armchair or lining two armchairs up, but then there would have been a huge gap, and he didn't quite fit into the curl quite right. I was like, dude, you were the one who wanted to go glamping. You should sleep in the bed. The rest of us could probably figure out a way to rough it. But we couldn't really figure out a way, and if there was a bathtub and pillows, we might have considered like one of us sleeping there, but there wasn't a bathtub. There was just a shower. There weren't extra pillows. We had two pillows and a singular blanket in this entire cabin. And it was summer, so it's not like we'd brought a lot of warm clothing. We just had a couple jackets extra, and we considered laying on the ground piling jackets, but there weren't nearly enough jackets for that to happen. We were in a very rough spot. So we thought, all right, what do? We could just all sleep in the same bed together. And that is exactly what we did. We all slept in the bed together. And let me tell you, it was really awkward. I woke up in the middle of the night with one of my friends. Her hands were just down my pants. And I was like, no, we actually don't do that, Cecily. And she was like, oh my God, in the morning. And it was terrible. All of our backs were hurting. All of us were just in the worst possible state. And I'm pretty sure two of my friends who are a couple were actively, hooking up in the middle of the night. And I'm not entirely sure how I slept through that, because I woke up a couple of times and I kept falling back asleep, and I was like, suspicious activities, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't want to ask. I'm never going to go glamping again. It is hardcore camping for me from now on. I'm telling you, never again. Never. Absolutely not. I'm not sure if that went the direction that I expected or wanted it to go. It wasn't very funny, but I enjoyed myself. We can scratch that one off of the list, and hopefully we'll get to ones that I'm more excited about to do later. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you later.